Hello guys, well, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fable1 and today we are again with the DroPodcast. We got joined by some special guests like always, and wow, there's something wrong with the overlay it seems, but we've got some usual guests like Brethnew and ENZAK, and one special guest. And can you maybe explain who you are?
Who am I?
Yes.
Hello Internet, this is TheRogueWolf. I am an old school gamer. I actually played Pac-Man when it was new. I have been around video games for most of my life. I was a big arcade rat back in the 80s. And I like to think I have a little bit of knowledge about pretty much anything gaming has to offer.
Alright.
Damn, son.
So you're the OG gamers, like one of those.
One of those.
One of those.
Yeah, okay.
And when did you get into Planetside, more or less? DroPodcast.
So say again?
And when did you get into Planetside, more or less?
Oh, I was there on release, actually. I still have a video up from the second day of gameplay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Planetside 2 or Planetside 1 even?
Planetside 1 I never played, actually.
Ah, okay.
I'm still fixing some stuff, guys. Anyway, we've got a kind of special stream today because I did a 24-hour live stream and this is the last hour. So if you're listening on YouTube later on, I'm a bit tired. So the other guys might be taking a bit of, you know, doing a bit more of the talks. Anyway, one of the big things that are happening is DirectX 11. And DirectX 11 is, I think, the big step forward for Planetside 2. At least that's the expectation for many. Just a question to all of you guys: have you played on the PTS lately?
Yep, yes. I have.
Not yet. I'm planning on downloading the test server sometime this week.
I got to play for a little bit, but anytime I try to access a vehicle terminal, it just crashes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
so
yes.
That's my main method of getting places. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you can tell Daybreak how many, like the percentage of when the game actually runs and when it doesn't.
Well, I tried on the test server as well, and I felt it ran really good. I was getting like 200, 250 frames with everything on ultra and stuff like that. Yeah, really. In fights, of course, like 12 or something, 12 to 20-ish. But still, it's crazy good. I even tried, like, I usually play on full potato, and now I try like ultra, and it's like, it's the same thing. It's just the only downside of it is the visuals. But other than that, I feel like there's no like difference between being able to kill people because of the frames.
I mean, you're still not able, so it's nothing changes there.
I wonder. So, did you try playing it on potato settings yet?
No, I haven't. I was like, yeah, why would I try potato if there's ultra and it's already on 250? I mean, okay.
From what I've heard, putting it on potato settings in DirectX 11 doesn't really affect frames that much.
Yeah, true.
It depends really on the system. I've seen a video by LCTR Gaming. He also made some Planetside 2 videos. And he said on potato mode that his system could go up to like 50% higher. So it really depends on what kind of hardware you're running.
Yeah. The thing with DirectX 11 is like the difference is in the graphics rendering, and so it would be more like logical to have more benefits if you were already running ultra, so your system is actually doing it more efficient and more like better than earlier. And I think the potatoes are just still potatoes, and it doesn't really matter that much.
Fucking hell, I want 150 frames in like 4896. At least Daybreak. Rel, you know?
Yeah, but the thing that is limiting the potato settings is more like the CPU stuff.
Yeah, but I also, you know, with when it got first released, like the first night it was out there, a lot of people got on PTS. Actually, a lot of people said that they didn't really have that many that much higher of a frame rate, but it was more consistent. So,
I haven't tested that.
but there were also some problems like, for instance, cloak is almost invisible, so it's not like you see on on the live service right now, on the current non-test build. You see the outline and the image is distorted. Well, on ETS, now it is really almost invisible. Like I couldn't see the infill, or I couldn't see the Sunday. When I first spawned there, I walked into the Sunday garage, not knowing there was a Sunday, and then suddenly I got this, the thing that said, press E to equip class. I was like, whoa, okay, there's a Sunday here. What the fuck? So
it was a friendly Sunday you couldn't see.
Yeah, no, cloaked. So cloaked stuff is almost
There's-
invisible.
There's typically like a colored outline around.
Yeah, but that didn't work.
Yeah, there's a bug where that happens sometimes. I wonder if that's showing up in DX11.
No, I mean it's not like on live. It's just completely invisible. You don't like if there's no normally on a friendly side you have the color around, like the red for TR, purple for VS, and blue for NC. Damn son. And but there was nothing like that, and also even without that it wasn't the same as on live. And also for some people, including me, there was quite some input lag on the mouse. So I couldn't aim. Like that was really, really annoying. What did I not hear, Smeller? What was it that I... What was it? Smerlock says, Tel is not listening. What did I not hear, or what did I miss?
He says that's the main thing I noticed too. Not that much of a jump of FPS, but much more consistent.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the shimmering of the thing was actually a bug in like the DirectX 9, I think it was.
Yeah, there is an occasional bug that pops up where you don't get like that colored outline for friendly cloaked units, and I know I've accidentally killed my share of friendly infiltrators that way.
Yeah. I didn't, Smerlock.
It's going to really make or break DirectX 11 with those large fights.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure that everything is working as intended. Actually test it on PTS, what the server is, used for. Or it should be used for that. And then when it's actually thoroughly tested, then put it on live. Not like combined arms initiatively say, oh, we're going to test the X11 and then you put it on live, and then for the next 2 years, the game is fucked. Just test it, even if it takes maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks longer. If it takes the time, then do it, and just make sure that it's all good, because you don't want that to happen again, right? Daybreak.
Try to get it as right as you can the first time, basically.
Exactly, and I know it's hard, and all these game developers have problems, or to a more or less of an extent, but yeah, make sure to do as much as you can. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Nico.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. That's a good topic to talk about as well later. But about DirectX 11, like right now, I'm pretty happy with what they already have done, because I really see the difference. But I just hope they can fix it really quick. All the stuff with the
it's not going to happen really quickly though, as Chasseur de Tigrou already points out. Sorry, I had a baguette stuck in my mouth. As Alpha was also in that, I was in the B-Way team speak, and Alpha was there, and Alpha basically, has an admin account and does a lot of bug reporting and, video stuff for Daybreak as well. Yeah, I see that Kappa face there. And he basically tested the whole stuff, and he told me that I think 2 programmers are sort of on vacation, so they're not in the office right now. So it's at least gonna take a while to fix those issues and to make sure, update it to PTS and then to live. So it's not gonna be a 2-week thing, I think. So we don't have DirectX 11 on in 2 weeks. and also not, you know, the 10th of March, as they said earlier.
Yeah, they
So,
said
yeah.
March BTS. That it didn't make it, but okay, April 1st.
Yeah.
Does anyone has like an estimated guess, educated guess when it will come?
Nah,
No idea, really.
I give it a month to maybe a month and a week.
Nah, it's gonna take longer, I think.
Yeah,
It just
a couple
depends on
months.
the bugs. If it's like
Mm.
multiple bugs that have the same source, like what's the problem? Then maybe.
Yes.
But if it's like everything is its own situation, then we're gonna have to wait a long time, I think.
Daybreak, we have a situation.
Yeah. Hey, but Favor, don't fall asleep, man. I see your
Yeah.
head like going down almost.
You need to get those, you know, what is it? Those wooden sticks to light candles, like Mr. Bean used in his car in France. Get them between your eyes and then, you know, stay awake.
There was something more added to the PTS. Actually, somebody posted on, I think this the 5th of April, an extra PTS update that they would be working on the file system they currently use in Planetside 2. And they're going to bring it to the next level, to a new system. And it would, for example, make hitbox cheating not easier, make it harder actually. And also make the file styles of the game smaller. And it should lead to a better optimized game. Do you guys expect that it will be in the same patch, in the same DirectX patch, or later on?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think they
You get a
will
back
run
end
on
change
top
like
level.
that, and a lot of things can go wrong.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think it's a good idea to do those two things at the same time, because you're gonna do like change what you're already familiar with, and then at the same time like change all your game files and stuff, where it's located, where it's to compress stuff. So I highly doubt it would be on the same thing.
Yeah, for us there are not many. It's basically a change to the game itself. Also, though, they mentioned that next to the engine changes, they wanted to do a marketing push. Is the game ready for a marketing push?
Not yet.
I say wait for Planetside Arena to go out, and then maybe do the two things together in marketing. But don't do one thing and then you're gonna do it, and then if it fails, it's gonna be a bad like name towards Planetside Arena, and then if they launch that, it's gonna be like even worse.
Yeah, then
So
they gonna talk about.
yeah, it's
know.
better if they do like both games at the same time
Yes.
rather than just one and then it fails and then the other one and it fails even worse because of the name.
Yeah, if Planetside Arena ever comes out.
Yeah, well, I think that really, cause like, what is the date they say? Like
sometime this summer.
Sometime this summer.
That can
That's
be
what they say.
Yeah.
very broad vogue topic. Yeah.
It's like with the MCC thing, you know, with Halo, where they on E3 they said all the, you know, we're gonna make it like you played it exactly 10 years ago, and everyone was hyped as fuck, and then it just sucked completely, and everyone is still talking about it. And yes, now they're fixing it, but it will be the same for Planetside. Like, it's not well known. Like, yeah, it is well known. Like, many people I think know that Planetside exists, but they don't. They are like, yeah, I know. Oh, that E3 trailer. Oh, that looked great. But then that was a long time ago, 2012. Is it still around? Is that not dead?
Yeah.
And then, so if they want to make it work, they need to fix the game, and make sure it is really fixed and not some half stuff like this works but this doesn't. And then if new players come in, they don't want to, get that experience like, oh, I got fucked by this guy that has like 2 times the hitbox size or something. They need to, fix it, fix performance, then make advertisement, and then if people come online and they like it, then it's gonna be maybe successful, maybe, because then it's even, it's a thing of chances, or how do you say it? it's not a guarantee to success.
Then I've got a more corporate question. Would you focus the marketing towards all the players that already played the game, or would you market it to completely new players, even in 2019?
How would you market it to? Like, what would be a difference in marketing for those two
Well,
groups?
for example,
I can't see why you can't do both.
yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
why
can do
not?
both, of course. But it depends on the package you want to put it
I
in.
say you got two games. You got one game that's really old and one game that's gonna be released really soon. So you could do both indeed.
Well, are we talking about Planetside Arena now, or about Planetside 2?
I think about the marketing, and we said like it would be like more reasonable to do both at the same time.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, one big Planetside push in general, not about
Yeah, like the whole franchise.
Yeah, the whole
Here,
franchise.
Get it?
Yeah. Well, then, would you say that, for example, the DirectX 11 push would be at the same time as the launch of Planetside Arena, maybe? Or
Depends on when they launch it and it's like fully fixed and not broken at all.
yeah.
I'm kind of two minds about it. I mean, I don't like the idea of the fix going out and just kind of still languishes there, but also because let me try to organize the thought here. I don't want it sitting there and languishing while it's waiting for Planetside 2 Arena to come out. But then Planetside 2 Arena, Planetside Arena, I'm sorry, I can't speak straight today, could actually kind of be a boost to Planetside 2.
So, can you please go down the keyboard warrior a bit?
Yeah, that's not hunt and peck. That's search and destroy. It's.
And there we go, guys. That's Discord.
I'm sorry, Planetside.
Let me quickly fix it, guys. There's like a little delay in the Discord. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Discord servers are.
I'm going
really
to
bad.
do it quickly to the Europe service. I'm sorry, TheRogueWolf. You were saying?
Let me start over because I had half my words wrong anyway. It kind of boils down to if you view Planetside Arena as a savior of Planetside 2 or just an offshoot. So, because you don't want Planetside 2 getting the update and then languishing while they wait for the advertisements until Arena comes out. But then you don't want Arena coming out and not really getting any kind of hype at all, and then that ends up failing.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
No. Well, why would you need the like advertising right when the game gets, quote unquote fixed? Like if it's, I mean, it's not as if the game is gonna die like in 2 weeks, right?
No.
So if they just keep on going, and if they let's say they update the game now, right? They fix it now and put DirectX 11 in, then basically the old people that played this game, lit gamers, come on, dude, put a head on your body and don't type with weird single letters in chat, please. But hey, yeah, I think if they update the game right now, then they don't need to do advertising, because all the old players that played this game, they will still linger around and they will look on Reddit, or they have maybe 2 or 3 friends still playing the game on and off, or maybe even quote unquote full time. So they're gonna know about it and they want to try it out. So then, without even advertising, they're gonna still get a little bit more players, and I think they can wait it out, like till Planetside Arena releases, and then make the advertising push, even when the DirectX 11 and all the bug fixes have been implemented a couple months ago.
You run into the thing where in advertising, the best time for hype is when something is brand new. Or
Yeah,
it's like
true.
You get like a new component to something. The best, like you want to strike when the iron is hot.
Yeah, of course.
If you let it sit there for a little while, that kind of fizzles out the hype a bit, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, okay. But I don't think new players like see it as new stuff. Like if DirectX 11 releases, like people that are not into it, I don't think they are like that hyped for it, because there is no new actual content that they can put their hands on. Like if they, let's say, release OSHA when Planetside Arena hits, that is actually a new thing for players. That, oh look, this is new. We can play this. This is like quote unquote content. But DirectX 11 is just another sort of smoother way to present it. The content, because it will.
Yeah, I
easy to
understand.
run.
It's not really a content update, but it is something
Yeah.
new. So
It is something that will enhance the content, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily new stuff.
mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's my opinion, at least. Right? So my 2 cents.
Yeah, 2 cents. Yeah. Anyone with a different idea or a different opinion about this?
Maybe have some dollars or something.
By the way,
that's
also
great.
about the launcher, when the update hits, we have to re-download the whole Planetside files.
Yeah, I've heard
Yes.
about that.
Well,
Yeah,
There's a couple of files we should probably copy out of the folder so that we don't lose all of our control settings.
might want to copy those hitboxes, guys.
yeah. No, actually, also I think that would make sense. And if you do the marketing push while you have to update the new launcher or get the new launcher with the new files, then it makes also sense for you as a player that you have to download all the files again for the second time, or
It
not.
doesn't really matter for like the old players that like uninstalled, because they will need to download it,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I also saw this forum post. On Reddit, there was a guy saying like the reason why they don't do base changes and all those map designs and stuff is because if they want to push that to live, you gotta have to do an entire download again. And like
Yeah.
people are not likely to download multiple gigabytes every single month for
Yeah,
just a stupid game.
Isn't it a
And-
thing where they actually have to re-download a significant portion of the map just for a small change in it?
Yeah.
So
I
I
read that
guess
too.
like they could do stuff like that, but it has to be in like big updates, and it's hard for them to pull it out and provide new content every month or every week and stuff like that.
Did you say it's hard to put it out, or it's hard to
No,
pull out when hard?
put it like it's hard to put out new content every week if you have to do like huge downloads. Nice try.
Huge loads, yeah.
Yeah, huge
Okay.
loads.
Let's go on.
This guy. Please.
Back to the studio.
Back to the studio. Back.
Back to
Okay.
you, Faber.
Who
I'm
the
out of
fuck
words,
invited
man.
him?
I'm out of words.
You can go to sleep.
No, we
Yeah,
got some good questions actually. Nico
hours.
posted some real good topics. Like for example, actually this is also for like Planetside Arena important. Infiltrators, fair and balanced? Question mark. Well, I actually think they are not fair, not balanced, and that's also why they wouldn't be part of Planetside Arena. But yeah, there are just many things not fair and not balanced in Planetside too. So
Well, Planetside is an unbalanced game, basically.
yeah, it is an unbalanced game. So
It is unfair.
it fits perfectly in Planetside too. So well, why not keep it?
I mean,
Well, I think the problem we run into, the first thing we got to do is define fair.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah.
What is fair, guys?
if you look at like fights, sometimes you could say like a 1v1 isn't fair, but if you take like the whole fight, like there's multiple maxes, multiple heavies. So you have like support units and offensive like push units.
Support classes, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
engineer is a support class which can get
Wow.
players.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, but what is fair? I would say, like, if you take a base with infantry players only, and then no maxes, no vehicles, 50-50 is fair, right?
Yeah.
That is fair.
Mhm.
But if there's like 2 hash prowlers sitting on a hill, then it isn't fair anymore.
If it's on one team, if there's two,
yeah, that's
like
okay.
if
that too,
both of the
yeah.
teams have one vehicle, of course it's fair.
Mhm.
But if one team has more vehicles and the other team has nothing, it's like, where's the balance? And then there's other games like I think Battlefield has it. Like they spawn vehicles on both sides of the map. You can use an amount of vehicles, but not exceed like you can't pull 10, 20 tanks, and that's the problem, sorta.
Yeah, that's what it all boils down to in my mind, is that how do you enforce fairness without restricting the freedom that Planetside 2 brings?
Yeah,
that's true.
exactly.
But I mean, yeah, it's difficult.
It is.
What Nico says, one is kill knife, one is kill snipers, cloak to render you invisible, cool story, bro. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this with Snipsel, also about the max problem a couple times. He said like, why, like taking cloak out of the game could be a bit harsh, I think, on the whole meta and all. You know, also it's a nice touch, I think, but then what Snipsel actually brought up was remove aiming while cloaked. So if you are cloaked, you can only hip fire. So you cannot, watch a spawn room in your cloak, in your, with your fucking one-hit kill bullshit weapon while cloaked, and then just uncloak, boom, and then go cloak again. So make it so that you have to uncloak, ADS, scope in, and then shoot, and then go, back to
I was
cloak.
actually gonna say that myself. Actually, it's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's
should
fair.
the crosshair also be disabled when you're in cloaked as well? That way you can't aim that way.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I also see. Like,
no, I don't think so, because it's not that. Why would you remove the crosshair while?
But then the real good players with bolts will be even better than the worst players that can use the aim while cloaking.
Yeah, okay, but there's always good players and bad players, right? You cannot just, you cannot just say, oh, but good players are good. So, yeah, but.
I mean, you have to also have like a balance. It's hard to balance this, but I think it's Planetside, so you don't have to balance it like this, and at least not in a maybe in a competitive environment. But let's go on.
Sorry. The winged one says make EMP disable cloaks for a few seconds. They used to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to drain ability. They would drain jetpacks. They would drain overshields. They would do that. They changed that out for some reason a while back.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good thing. It does too little to cloakers now. And, especially if you have like a build with a knife, with vampire, nightmare. Wait, is it nightmare? No,
Carapace.
not nightmare. It's vampire and carapace, exactly. You don't get uncloaked. You lose no shields because you have like all health. So basically, if you have that loadout, you don't get anything. Like the only thing that's getting removed are your dildos. That's one thing. It's very bad because you want all of them.
Yeah,
Second thing, exactly, explosive and all that stuff, and also the minimap.
But let's be honest, like, how many players really have that loadout? Like, out of all of us, who here has those fucking
you gotta work at that. You've got to work at that to get that kind of loadout.
So it's like
RNG. That's fair enough. No.
It's really hard to get exactly the loadout you're saying right there.
But then I think it's still fair to make it so that cloak gets affected or ability gets affected by EMPs.
If it like you go into deep cloak when you crouch, if it maybe like brought the cloak level up a couple steps, so even if you were crouched, you'd be more visible. That might be something that would work.
I don't know. I have not really that much trouble seeing infills, honestly.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like, if it's like further away, of course I'm not gonna see it, but that's just how it works. It's a bit invisible. But if it's just in a building, if he doesn't have deep operative, that bullshit where he's like almost completely invisible, I can still see him easily. But you can just turn your crosshair, boom, he's dead, and then he writes me a tell and says, "Well, how could you see me? You hacking?" No, I'm not hacking. I'm just keeping my eyes open, and you're just sitting there like an idiot, waiting for me to don't look at you.
I don't want to brag, but I actually did once track down a cloaked infiltrator because I heard him reloading his weapon.
Yeah. Or you hear like the weapon, like the knife, just.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right there.
Or like the TR. Yeah, there you are, man. And then sometimes you can just crouch in front of him when it's like really new.
Nico brings up a point where cloaked infiltrators can cap points, which I don't like because you can just sit there cloaker, Stalker Cloak all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this should be also, that is actually a good point, ghost capping.
Mhm.
I mean, if you have like make it so that you need at least 5 people to, flip a point, something like that.
Yeah.
So that you don't have these. There's always one guy on the server, right? Like that guy that has like, okay, maybe he has 5 FPS and he's completely shit at the game, but that shouldn't. It shouldn't enable that guy that just only wants to sit on points, which is boring as hell. Like honestly, that's let's say it how it is. Sitting on a point, waiting for that little timer to go on. Like maybe if you get a hard on by looking at the timer. Oh, I'm capping this base. Oh, look, how tactical I am. If that is giving you the pride and accomplishment of playing this game, then you can sit around in a corner in a big battle and actually do something with your dildo out or something. But yeah, Pazite. But Pazite is actually good with that. It's not like a BR5 idiot that just sits on a point and waits. So there should be a thing where it looks at the continent pop, and then maybe if it's above. Hey, that's if it's above.
The thing to remember actually from the past 2 topics is just maybe balancing should just be limiting stuff as like capturing solo and pulling multiple platoons of vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that could be a great addition to Planetside if they add some limitations towards those stuff. Those
Maybe
things.
if you have an outfit tag that is called EPG, you get blown up every time you pull a vehicle.
I've had the idea, not like restrictions, but if you like pull a lot of armor in an overwhelming fight, or you're taking part in an overwhelming fight, you get fewer resources. Like command thinks, well, you're not really needed at that fight. You're kind of wasting your time here. So we're not going to give you as much as you would if you were on like an even frontline fight.
I'm going to give you anything.
Yeah, that would be also pretty good if they did like a resource gain based off of territory, like where you are. So if you're fighting like in a place where there's like only 12 people, you shouldn't get like the full 20 or 50 resources every fucking minute. You should be getting like way less and just go to the big fight. You can earn something, but
and if you're fighting against the odds, then you get more.
Yeah,
exactly.
Then Nico proposes a second question. This is something we may have talked already about in a previous podcast, but there has been some changes recently. How is the recent NC max balance, and has it been over nerfed?
I can tell you, like 1v1s with a max and a heavy are way much easier now.
But is that in a good balance right now, or still?
It's a bit too easy, I think.
I mean, I got a bunch of it from a max today on NC max.
I don't think it's over nerfed. Personally, I think it's in a way better of a position than it was before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely better than before, but I feel like there's just something.
I think that all those NC players, because I think it is mostly NC players that cry about the max now, because previously it was like not even close. It was so OP, like it was overpowered as hell, And now it's turned a little bit down to where it is on par with other maxes, or maybe slightly worse, right? A little bit worse. And then all the NC players, but the TR max can kill me, and they're gonna, complete rage mode, and like, come on, guys, just
to
be
be
easy.
fair,
But Zoe is like 2
does
years
that.
behind. That's not a thing anymore.
Every faction has that.
It's not. Maxes are not against maxes. Maxes are not OP anymore. Against infantry, you can make that point, but it's definitely not as bad as it was before. So I'm happy for that. Also as an NC player.
The NC maxes have always been in like a weird area to where like within 30 to 40 meters you destroy. You just look at somebody and they're dead.
Yeah.
Beyond that, they're garbage unless you're running slugs. But the problem is with a lot of this game, the gameplay takes place in buildings and tight corridors. You don't have to worry about being in the open that much.
Yeah.
I haven't actually played the new NC Max. I can't like speak from experience on that one, but I do know that the NC is like really, really weak for anything at range against infantry. I mean, they don't have a Mercy. They don't have like what's the one for the VS? I forget.
They have the Mattock sniper rifle. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
well-
but without
yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, Nico, NC Maxes took 5.5 years to get nerfed, so it's about time, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. So if you
Yeah.
if you say, well, VS people cry the most, this and that, look, NC players had 5 years to get 500,000 kills on those max weapons because those were broken as hell. So
Here we
Yeah.
go.
if you cry about max getting nerfed, then I know you play sometimes different factions as well. You used to play, right? Because you don't play anymore because the game is is not that good for you. But yeah, it sounds ridiculous to me. Like you say that, oh, look at the cannons, look at Zoe. Yeah, but look at the NC Max, man. It hasn't been nerfed for literally years. So I think it's it's much better than what it used to be. And yeah, we can talk about stuff that needs to be changed, but it's definitely way better than it was a month ago. That's just a fact. It's just how it is.
I mean, I have more fun in like a close quarter NC Max fight. That's my personal
Why
non-NC
not?
player experience, at least.
Now, Nico, why didn't it need a nerf?
Because he plays NC.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. See?
Yep.
There we have it.
Yeah.
There we
There we have it. Yeah, but no. Yeah, of course, shotguns are frustrating, and max shotguns were broken. It's not only frustrating. Yes, of course it's frustrating, but it was broken as hell because you couldn't even throw C4 because you get insta-git by max. Then tell me it doesn't need a nerf. Like, come on, dude.
It was at a point where
Max?
yeah, it was at a point where they just basically had to be looking at your like general direction, and you turned into confetti. Now it's you got to have those shots directly on target.
Yeah, but it's still maxes in general, in my opinion, right? Oh, but come on, don't get me at that. I'm not the best player, but I'm definitely know what's needed to get good. And if you are good, you cannot do anything against the max because you get insta-git. The C4 has been nerfed, so it's not about human reaction time anymore. It's about, oh, my C4 takes longer to explode than your max needs to one-hit me. So you cannot do anything, literally. You couldn't do anything. Yeah, if the max is a complete retard and doesn't hit his shots,
Yeah.
then you could C4 him. But if the max is like halfway, he knows, okay, the door is on my right? The guy is gonna come through that door. Then he just turns and boom, it's dead. There's no contest. Max is broken. Yeah.
Max is broken, and that has been fixed a bit, at least.
Yeah, but the thing is, what also talked about with Snipsel, he said like, make it so that a max has the same amount of health and no like small arms fire resistance when it doesn't have an NG, inside 2 meters or something next to him. So you don't have those, max mains running around to just keep the KD and the E penis high because they crutch on maxes, but make it a sort of team thing. And yes, it is still broken because you have these Zerg fits that, like Zerg fits, Zerg Russ, or Reapers or whatever, and they just pull, 10 maxes with 10 NGs, and then it's just broken. And that nerf still wouldn't, fix that. But I think it's at least a step in the right direction.
It's been said before that maxes should like be force multipliers for infantry rather than just force multipliers themselves. They can make infantry stronger. Infantry should want to gather around them and get a benefit from them rather than them just going out and being murder machines.
Yeah.
Yo, what if there's like a support max that had no weapons, but it healed the people in an area?
I mean,
if you already have medics.
No, that's the thing with Planetside. They have so much stuff they can do, but just don't even look at it. Like the thing you just said, it's a great idea. Like make a huge healing robot that can help people get in buildings and stuff.
Also, hey Neff, thanks for the host. By the way.
I mean, if you can look at a game like Rainbow Six Siege. They've got those characters that have the big shields. Maxes could do something like that. They could help infantry break into a fight, but not be like doing it by gunning down everybody who's near the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nico, if the problem is that it's a nice idea in theory, right? It's like, oh, you can push a point with maxes, but it just it will take out the skill of the game. And yes, of course, I'm not saying everyone should be a 50% headshot rate, big heavy assault MLG player, to quote serious gaming. Well, I don't know why I do that, but whatever. If you just don't use a max and actually, push a point with normal infantry people, it's more fun because you need to actually do something. You need to communicate because you need to be better than those enemy players. And you cannot just crouch on your max and just say, okay, we have 5 of these big boys right here. Let's push that point. Let's tactically, be better than them. No, you're not better. You just put your skill suit with 450, excuse nanites. And then you go push that point. It's not fun because one, you don't need to communicate. And that's the whole point of the game, right? For for a lot of people in this game, it's like MMO FPS. So it makes sense to talk and communicate with each other. So it actually makes more sense for people to not have those maxes, so you can actually play with each other. So I think
Did they increase the reload speed and magazine size on the NC Max shotguns yet?
I think on some they did, and then they buffed it a bit again.
Yeah, they changed it, and then they're like doing it a bit better again. But I don't know what's the current setting.
I think they buffed it a bit again because a lot of people said that, hey, the NC Max is a bit too weak. And then I think they buffed magazine size, and on some weapons they shortened the reload. So yeah, I think that's fair.
I think on the scatter cannons, Maddock, Hacksaw, and Grinder.
Yeah,
they did that.
Weapons. Yeah, exactly. The winged one. Yeah. Thanks for confirming, by the way.
Okay, NC Max, I think it's pretty clear what we think about it, basically. I just want to mention, by the way, that this podcast is not one single time. It happens every single week. On every Sunday. It happens on my channel and on Brethnew's channel, and always you can find the YouTube link on our channels as well. Further on, let's go on another question. This one comes from Mr. I have to say it correctly, Lollipop Man. Do you think the RX weapons need a rework too? They are nothing special.
That's an interesting question.
I don't think so, really, because they already tried changing stuff and it ended up being not like fair or not being able to do it because of limitations of the game itself. So I think
it's better. No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's better that they act as like side grades with something unique rather than just direct upgrades, because that's how the entire Planetside 2 armory works. Everything's pretty much a side grade.
Yeah, that's very true.
The only Arax weapon I have experience with is the God Saw, and its unique ability is practically useless, though.
Yeah. The thing is, with the RX weapons, that I agree with DroPodcast there that it shouldn't be a direct upgrade, because then the whole, then veterans would be even way better with those good weapons, right? So it will make the game a bit unfair. But on the other hand, let's look at the SMG, right? The SMG RX weapons. So you have the Shuriken, the Tempest, and the Scorpius. Like those weapons, they have, I think it doesn't show, it's not on the cosmetic side, but it has a forward grip, compensator, and high velocity ammo. SMGs are short range. You want the tightest hip fire cone of fire because you wanna kill people with hipfire, so you have more movement, and those people are, unable to hit you, or at least there's more of a chance of them not hitting you. So then make those RX weapons, put the attachments on there that are actually useful. Also on those RX ARs, don't put a compensator on it. That's probably the worst thing you can do. Put a, forward grip. I can understand, but maybe, yeah, of course. I always put extended mags on an SMG, but on the RX SMGs, let's say the Scorpius, it also has extended mag. Yeah, exactly. Damn, what the fuck am I even saying? Yeah, true, they have extended mags. Okay, but then they have a compensator, right? So why is that? Why do they... And also the high velocity ammo, that's a bit weird, right? That they put that on an SMG, on the RX SMG.
Yeah,
Maybe they were aiming for something like the PDW? Am I thinking of the right name?
Yeah.
The NS weapon? It's more like a pocket carbine than a submachine gun.
But the problem is, with that weapon, that it doesn't do both. Like it's bad at both. It's not a carbine. Like you don't have that much firepower to actually do something at range. And in close range, the fire rate is too low. So it's just, I had fun RXing it on a LA for some reason. I don't know why. And on the heavy, it's kind of nice, but it's not good at anything. Like you can hip fire it on heavy, and that's OP, but the weapon in itself is not that good.
So it tries to be a jack of all trades and ends up being a master of none.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's my opinion about it. Yeah.
Okay. We've got another question from the same person, from Lollipop Man. This one's regarding Planetside Arena. The question is, who of you guys are going to play Planetside Arena? And actually, I want to add to this question. If so, if you're going to play, what modes are you mostly interested in? Let's start with Brethnew.
Oh, obviously capture the flag for me. Because it's not like something you play... I mean, you can do it competitively, but for me, I would play it casually. It's just my favorite game mode in any game. Because you have an objective to capture something, and it's not just getting kills, but it's also like a small team deathmatch environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm totally into that.
Cool. ENZAK, what do you think?
Just give me everything that Call of Duty has, but with this game. I mean, I like games with multiple modes and multiple different game modes and game types. So, like, I could play Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I think it was. I started playing, like, it felt like an endless game because there was just so much to do. And like right now, it's like a continuous loop of every day the same stuff. So anything really, and I'll be happy.
So are you including a zombie mode?
I was saying, yeah.
Holy fuck, yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Zombie mode and
Just all factions come to one thing: the mercenaries versus the zombies.
Hey, if you want zombie mode in Planetside, you can just play Planetside 2. There's like loads of zombies there. I mean, let's be real here. Come on.
Look, just because I shotgunned a BR-8 engineer in the back as he was trying to repair an enemy turret,
Side.
Doesn't mean he's a zombie, man.
Yeah, but I mean, they behave like a zombie, right? They hold W and expect to kill, but they get shot in the head 5 times and then they complain about hackers.
But to go back to the question, RogueWolf, are you yourself going to play Planetside Arena? And if so, which modes are you most interested in?
If it's free, I will. If you have to pay for it, I really have to consider it because it's not really too much my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do end up playing it, I'd probably be looking forward to like a Massive Clash and Capture the Flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't really do well in like smaller team-based games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played one match of Apex Legends and I'm never going back because it's just too much pressure for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get lost in the crowd a bit. So
Yeah. No.
Well, you're gonna have a hard time with the way video games are going.
Believe me, I know.
And what about you, Tel?
I'm mostly interested in the small game modes as well, like ENZAK said, capture the flag, team deathmatch, maybe some sort of King of the Hill type of stuff, with rotating hills that you have to control, something like that. A little bit, a sort of controlled environment where the game, sets everything up for you, so you don't have to put the spawn point. You have to, talk with each other about the timer and all the stuff. There should be a setting in game where you can select the timer, you can select the base, the map, and all the game type and stuff. And you can press start and you can have a fun time. That's what I want. And then with Planetside mechanics and
that's exactly what I mean. Like, one thing with Planetside is you have to kind of create your own fights, and I wish and I hope Planetside Arena does that. Is like they provide it for you. You just log on, go into a fight, have fun.
Exactly. And no overpop, no, bullshit vehicle shit. There's no cold and hot sitting on a hash. Ugh. Man, I hate that guy. But hey, what can I do, right? I'm on Planetside.
I'm also going to play anyway. I bought also the Legendary Edition or whatever it was when it came out. But I'm mostly in it for the Battle Royale mode myself. I'm looking for it mostly for the squad mode. Not so much solo, but playing with a squad is really fun, in my opinion. Well, let's see if it's going to be a live game. I don't know yet.
I mean, I'm not into the Battle Royale thing. Like, I've played 2 games of Fortnite.
I mean, the whole Planetside community is very divided into that. I mean, you got like a lot of players that also play, for example, Apex Legends. Those guys like that as well. And you got I would say a bit more hardcore Planetside 2 fans who would more like the big battle thing about a massive clash and stuff and those things. So it's a bit of divide, I think, in the community as well. But well.
Yeah.
I'm looking for questions. I see one over a chicken. I don't think that's that's a good one.
Somebody wondered why they took out the 500-round magazine on the Butcher.
Yeah, that was because,
that was what I said earlier, because it's not able to do so in the game. They tried, and it was a technical issue. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
wasn't there?
Because they wanted to make it like you have 1 mag or 500 bullets and nothing else. But then if you were reloading it has to have at least 2 mags or something, and it wouldn't work and stuff like that.
They wanted to make an ammo belt, right? But then it would be broken because people could just throw ammo and then you wouldn't have to reload. So that would actually be broken.
500 bullets, just imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Utsi, what you said.
What the hell?
Oh, really?
Man, I mean, that I love that, man. It would be a Beetlejuice, but even more OP.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Well, you have to figure how many of those bullets you're going to get out before you get sniped in the head.
Well, you don't, because if
Just
you
go.
play, you AD and you move a bit.
IVI score, yeah. Holy shit. No, that would be too much. 500, holy shit.
You say 2 IVI score is too much for you? You have 1?
No, you're gonna have more ammo than the fucking Cobalt Sandy. Just think about it.
Oh, maybe a Cobalt Sandy as infantry weapon.
Oh.
A Max, a TR Max with dual Cobalts. Damn.
Holy fuck.
Oh, that's the stuff of nightmares there.
Oh man, I would play TR Max all day. No, I wouldn't, but I try it out, right? For research purposes.
Research purpose. Yeah, asking for a friend. Huh?
Yeah, researching how high you can pump your KDR, sure.
Oh, I can with this one simple trick enlarge your
40 kill streak in Planetside just because of the fucking TR Max.
Ralph doesn't want you to know this.
Learn this one single trick. Infantry hate him.
Yeah. Oh, infantry hate him.
Oh my god.
Jaeger population, rises 200%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Man, lol. The Daka.
Oh, we got one more question in the chat. If we got time for it.
Yeah, one final question, no problem.
Oh, let's see. It was I'm gonna have trouble reading this. G3 ILO 20.
Gylo.
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 That's that elite speak these kids use these days. I don't get it.
Is
Is competitive PS2 going the right way in your opinion? Would you like to see something else? I don't do the competitive thing, so I can't answer really.
Yeah,
I
same
would,
here.
yeah, I would say remove the baller thing from Fortnite because that's just fucking ridiculous.
Wait,
What?
I know.
What?
What thing?
Have you seen the Fortnite update thing?
Yeah, I've seen like one of the.
I was like,
YouTube.
dude,
What
this
the fuck,
thing
man?
is like an esports game, and you're gonna add stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not. No. But yeah, about Planetside, what do you think, ENZAK? Because you're like, sort of, you know about it, right?
Wait, me?
I mean, you know that it exists.
Oh, like the competitive side of Planetside.
Yeah, do you think it's going in the right way?
I think there has to be more support from the developers towards it, but I think they can't really do that because the main game has to be fixed first.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I feel like the competitive thing is more like a volunteering thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
people, like players, actually make mods and make stuff that
Yeah, they
works
make
with the
scripts and
game.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like how it's being made by players and not really pushed by a developer. Like you have so many other games that like try to be an esports and just push, but it's just not meant to be an
Fortnite.
esport. Yeah.
Yeah, they try so hard and it just looks.
Yeah, well,
so
it works
ridiculous.
because they have millions pumped into it. But
Yeah, if you get a tournament with $100 million,
Yeah.
of course it's gonna be
Yeah.
watched. But it's the game itself is not fun.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you
just-
remember Firefall. That was kind of like another type of MMO FPS.
Yes,
Developers tried so hard to shove esports into it, but they couldn't figure out how. So they changed the entire design of the game like 5 or 6 times during the beta, and everybody just dropped out of it because like the devs don't know what they want to do with this game. What do they want us to do? And it just ended up failing.
That's the whole point that I'm making like every week, where they need to listen to the vets of this community. And also, Nico, what you say, they only care about casuals. Yeah, that's, I think, true. And the devs think the vets are toxic. Yeah, that's also true. And the problem is, I think, but I'm a toxic vet, right? So why would you listen to me?
Here we go.
I'm just toxic, little Dutch guy that has an opinion about big NA developers, right? What it seems to me is that they just do what they think is right, but they don't have an understanding how this game should be played. And if you ask, of course it's good to ask new players what they think of a product and what they can improve, and you have to have that perspective as well. But if you ask
But if you ask yourself, like, how is this game meant to be played? There's so many different ways to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you have to push like infantry and say you're only having fun in this game if you kill like your KD is more than 1.
That's true.
Let's define vets, because I actually looked this up this morning. There's a player on Emerald who has 62,000 SASR kills.
Yeah.
So he's a vet. But do we want him dictating the interaction between infantry?
No. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. You need to have a broad perspective. You need to have a
more
big amount of people. You need to have like at
communication
least,
with people.
I don't really want to put a number on it, but you need more people to talk about this. And if Daybreak just what they did with let's bring it up again, Combined Arms Initiative, like they say,
here we go.
Let me finish. They say like, but we see in the stats that this gun is too good. They look at the stats and they say this gun is too good, but they don't have an idea of how this game is, how the gun is actually in use, how it's played. And then they don't ask people like Aloysius, people like Jack Hara, maybe who is also vehicle players. You have Kurmis, yeah, you know, there's loads, all the ESF pilots from, you know, let's say Bling or Prey or Who, all those people, they didn't ask them. And if you look at, you know, if you look at their gameplay, their statistics, their, you know, stuff that they write or whatever, you know, if you look at that, you know that they are knowledgeable. They know how this game is played.
You're killing
You know?
Faber right now.
And
He's
they-
way
Yeah,
past
go
his
on, go on.
bedtime, and,
And-
you keep
and-
going.
Yeah, but it's already been past his bedtime like 8 hours ago. So
I'm just watching
5
his
minutes
eyes
doesn't
glaze
really
over.
matter.
Hey,
Yeah.
go on,
but-
go on, go
okay,
on.
let's
Make
say-
it. Yeah.
They need to listen to the players, you know, make sure that those players know how the game should be played and that they want this game to improve and not some, you know, personal gain like I play Max, so I want Max to be OP. They need to ask them, they need to listen to those players and then make the game good with those players. Involve the community, unite the people, make the game good, advertise it, and then this game will grow bigger than Fortnite and we will conquer the world and all the people will be the Oraxians of today.
On
And this
that
game
positive
is
note,
great.
guys, I do want to, you know, finish it slowly but steadily. Next week, I think we didn't really answer the question, I think, from Galos completely. So I think we can talk about it next week a bit more comprehensive. Anyway, just thank you guys for being here today. One question for all you guys: do you have any plans for coming week? Releasing any videos, Twitch streaming, whatever? Can we find you guys somewhere next week?
Well, I'm actually, once we're done with this, I'm thinking of doing some streaming of Stalker.
Stalker, okay.
And you remember anybody remembers that game?
Yes, good games.
I think I speak for all of us when I say, Faber, go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some sleep, dude.
Okay, guys, and I'm gonna stop here the DroPodcast, and I will do a little outro now. So, thanks again, guys, for the DroPodcast, and until the next week.